From the ultimate location to create your village, to the easiest way to automatically farm resources, and even some OP loot locations and sneaky glitches, here are 50 tips and tricks you need to know about LEGO Fortnite. Tip 1. Don't just build your base where you spawn. Spend a little bit of time walking at the start of the game to find a desert biome. That way you won't have to make a ton of trips back and forth. Tip number 2. Picking up rocks and wood from the floor is the fastest way to gain resources in the early game. Mining it takes a lot more time. Tip number 3. If you need to find a specific biome, talk to the villagers about it. They will often be able to tell you which direction you need to travel to find a specific biome. Tip number 4. Upgrade your village as soon as you get the resources. This will allow you to skip some of the levels of crafting and get you onto some of the better items. If you're struggling to increase the level of your village, crafting and placing a load of lumber mills is a great option to increase the level. Tip 5. You should craft a glider as soon as possible. This will allow you to travel really fast across the map, especially if you land on a geyser. Tip number 6. Always bring a grappler with you when you go into lava caves. This will mean if you get stuck in a hole, you can always get yourself out. If not, you might have to die. Tip number 8. The best way to find sand rollers is on the edges of water. You can either find these in the desert or on the beach. You should spend some time finding these locations as you'll be able to farm them very easily. Tip 9. When fighting rollers, use a shield to knock them over. This will allow you to easily attack them. Tip number 10. When travelling in water, you should jump and attack to travel faster and also save your stamina. Tip 11. The best way to build up to things in caves is by using stairs. Make sure to bring some extra wood on your adventures so that you can build and explore everything. Tip number 12. If you want to skip the night or rain really badly, you can just exit the game and rejoin. When you spawn back in, it will be a sunny day in the afternoon. Tip number 13. If you do a jump attack before hitting the ground, you'll take no fall damage. You can do this from any height and you will not die. Tip number 14. To repair any tool for free, just put it in a chest, then break the chest and all the tools will be replenished. Tip number 15. Do not do this glitch if your weapon has essence on it, as it will reset the weapon and the essence will be removed. Tip number 16. Let villagers explore with you. At first it might seem like a bad idea, but they're actually great for killing mobs in the wild. And on the plus side, if they die, they'll just respawn and teleport back to you. They make great bodyguards. Tip 17. Make sure you assign all your villagers jobs to ensure you're making the most out of them being at your village. They can do some really cool tasks like collecting resources and even getting you food. Tip number 18. Make sure you build all of your crafting stuff inside, because if it starts to rain, you won't be able to use your machines outside. Tip 19. Animals will despawn, which means creating a farm is 100% pointless. The next time you log out and log back in, they will be gone. Tip 20. Eat the correct foods for the right situations. Different foods give you different perks, which might be useful in some situations and not others. Make sure to check what each food does. Tip 21. Use the snap feature when free building to make it a lot smoother and easier to build. Without it, it can be clunky and takes a lot of time. Tip 22. If you are breaking structures, make sure to use your hands so you don't waste the tool health. Using your hands on things like a crafting bench is just as effective and it will not ruin your tools. Tip number 23. Turn your fruits into seeds. If you get a berry, at least turn one of it into a seed. This way you can create a farm and automatically get yourself an unlimited supply of that fruit. That way you will never run out of berries. Tip 24. Make sure you follow butterflies. If you follow a glowing butterfly, the chances are they will take you to a loot llama, and inside you'll get some loot and some items that you've never seen before and haven't unlocked. Tip 25. Follow rainbows. At the end of a rainbow you're going to get a cool surprise, which will also lead to some epic loot. Tip 26. To get lots of milk or wool, go up to a cow or a sheep and drop vines near them. By doing this, they will basically just drop a ton of this resource. It's a great way to quickly farm these animals. Tip 27. Make health and protection charms early on. It will make exploring a lot more fun as you won't die every 5 seconds. Believe me, I should have done it. Tip 28. Before exploring a risky area such as a cave or fighting something like a brute, be sure to put down a bed, as this will act as a respawn point. So if you do die, you can grab your stuff quickly and don't have to keep trekking back to the same location over and over again. Tip 29. When you want to fight brutes, be sure to take villagers with you and give them a weapon such as a sword. They are going to be able to deal a lot of damage on the brute and it will save you from dying over and over again. Tip 30. You can actually run and crouch at the same time. You should do this before you fight an enemy because they won't see you, and it means you can sneak up on them and get a few early hits. Tip 31. You should enable audio visualization, and this will show you where all the enemies are around you. This is especially useful if you're trying to search for a specific mob and you can't see it because it's too dark. Tip 32. You should always create the shake version of berries when possible, as it makes the effects last longer. If you can, try and craft this. It only requires milk and it's much better. Tip 33. When exploring caves, you should use some kind of item to track the way back. You can either use stairs, you can use fences, or my favourite is to use torches. This way you can see the way back. Tip 34. Put torches in your offhand so you can always see light. A lot of people don't actually realise you can have a torch in your offhand and a different item in your main hand. This means that you will always have light. Tip 35. When you find a brute, put down a marker. That way, once you kill it, you'll be able to come back to the same location as another brute will respawn in that place. This is a great way to continually find brutes over and over again. Tip 36. You can use an essence table to improve your weapons. Just like in Minecraft with enchants, there is a ton of different things you can add which will help improve a ton of different factors. Tip 37. Villagers can give you new items that you are yet to unlock. Tip 39. You can make enemies fight, which prevents you from having to kill them yourselves, and they will still drop the loot. So next time you're trying to fight some enemies, try and get them to fight each other. Tip 40. You should always upgrade your forest axe before pickaxe, as you will generally need the items an axe can get to build the pickaxe version. Tip 41. Cook food before you eat it, because this way you will get the most benefits out of the item. Raw food still gives you benefits, but not as much. Tip 42. You can hold down the eat button, and this will make you keep eating the same item over and over again until you're replenished. Tip 43. As you progress through the game, you will unlock better storage, meaning that you don't have to cram all your items into the tiny chests. So focus on upgrading your village to get these items. Tip 44. Creating vehicles such as planes, cars, and monorails are the fastest way to travel around. If you want to find out how to create any of them, you can take a look on our channel when we have a load of tutorials. Tip 45. Make sure you grab more gear and materials than you need. If you do this, it will prevent you from making a ton of trips back and forth, especially to long distances such as deserts and snow biomes. Tip 46. Do not process all your materials at once. Instead, you should save them as their raw form, just in case you need it for one thing rather than another. This will save you a lot of time and resource collecting. Tip 47. Now for anyone who actually plays Fortnite, you'll gain 30k of XP for every 15 minutes you play, and this will go to your Fortnite Battle Pass. This is a great feature. Tip 48. After reaching level 3, you can freely build without preset designs. This means that you don't have to go by the presets that they have made. You can just really use your imagination. Tip 49. The best way to kill any hostile mob is by making them go into water. You can do this with rollers, you can do this with brutes, and the second that they go into the water, they're going to die and drop all of the loot. Tip 50. If you need to find anything out about LEGO Fortnite, then check out our channel. We have a ton of tutorials about every single different thing, from finding things to creating things, and you will find your answers here. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, be sure to like and subscribe, and comment down below which was your favourite, plus any tips that we missed out. Thank you for watching.